So I finally had the chance to watch the Midlands 2018 matchup between Pat Glory and Spencer Lee and see what happened there. Obviously, I'd read about it. I knew that Glory was down 12-0 after the first period and then was able to ride Lee out for the final 4 minutes. And I was just curious to see what exactly happened in those 4 minutes that was able to work so well for Glory, how he was able to keep Lee on bottom the entire time, see if Lee had any really good attempts to escape or to even get any reversals, and then what happened there where Glory was able to stuff those. And in the first minute of the second period, Lee actually had a fantastic opportunity to get on top. Obviously, with him being up 12-0, the idea of him taking bottom here was that if he gets an escape, he's up 13-0, then a 2-point takedown from there is 15-0. That's a tech fall. If he gets a reversal, then he's up 14-0. He's been able to turn Pat Glory pretty much at will. Turn him 3 times in the first period of their first match, turned him again in the second period to get the tech of their first match. And then in this match, he had 3 turns, 2 for 4 points, 1 for 2 points. So the idea would be if he gets the reversal, then he's able to get another quick turn, gets the tech fall. So either way, seems like a fairly decent strategy on Spencer Lee's part to start on bottom here. And unfortunately, it didn't go well for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the video of what happened here. This will be a little bit of a slow motion. So instead of it being at full speed, it's at 0.75 speed or 3/4 speed. Just so you can kind of see what happened. Just to give you guys an idea of where I'm seeing this from. I don't have a competitive wrestling background. My background is actually in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got into wrestling just because I was in Jiu-Jitsu and I knew that there was a lot of overlap between the two. I went to the University of Iowa, and as a student there, you can go to all the wrestling meets for free. So it's just like I can watch some of the top grapplers in the nation compete on a weekly basis without having to pay for it. It's just a no-brainer. And then from there, I just became a fan and started following college wrestling as a whole, not just Iowa wrestling. But again, you can just watch through here. This is off of Lee working for a jump. But from here, this is kind of like an arm and guillotine position. This is what I'm really going to show you guys, is that arm and guillotine position and how to defend it for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and how I feel like some defenses for that would have really helped out Spencer Lee here and getting on top. Because right now he's in a fantastic position. He's up 12-0. He's on top. Glory's trying to use this for a sweep, but he doesn't have any momentum anymore. So the idea of using it like as a chest wrap and using Lee's momentum against him really isn't all that useful, because Lee isn't really pushing forward with a ton of momentum right now. However, Glory is able to take advantage of the position, take him over, and then get a 2-point near fall right there. So what I'm going to show right now is just some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's the arm and guillotine escape, which is a fairly similar position. There are obviously some similarities. I'm not saying that Glory was actually choking Lee. Even if he was from there, with the way his hands were connected, it's not like he could actually put him out. So it might have been uncomfortable, but it's not as though he was actually choking him.
If I grab Will and hit it down, I lost my arm here. If I got a chance to come over here and put my hand right there, when I lay down, I can move. So anytime you guys get caught and his arm is inside, the best thing to do, see if you can put your hand right here. And when you lay down, you're going to use your full arm to move up. And when you're down over here, bring my guard. Boom.
From here, he's passed through. This is where you would get your 2 points for a reversal in all likelihood, and then get some back points too. And now he's just showing off a little bit and showing an armbar from there. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing that in a wrestling match. Another position I want to show is the Von Blue choke. Now, obviously, again, it's a wrestling match. You're not trying to choke your partner or choke your opponent, but you can kind of modify it so it's not a choke, but still use a lot of the same principles. Now, in this video, it's going to be without the arm in. In Spencer Lee's case, the arm was in, but you can still do a lot of the same stuff. There's still ways to modify if the guy has an arm and guillotine to still be able to hit this.
Let's just see some details here. So look, I got the guillotine. He's going to jump to the opposite side.
Yeah, so that jump to the opposite side is the key here.
He does something here that's even hard for me to explain. That he kind of like locks my arm here and out his shoulder goes right to my neck. And then when he starts pushing, it goes up to my neck here, and the submission is just there. So very different one. All
right, so obviously the choke's the most important part here, but I just wanted to show that just to give you guys an idea of another possibility that happened in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So we're going to go back into where they get into what's sort of that arm and guillotine position. All right, so now Lee's going to hop over, and that's where we're in the position. I'll let it run a little bit further just to kind of show what Lee needs to do here. It is worth noting, a lot of what I'm about to talk about is where Spencer Lee's right arm is located. You can see at the beginning, and you're not always going to be able to see where his right arm is, but you can see it at the beginning that it looks like it's wrapped around right here. So he's going to actually want to be able to wrap it around the left hip of Pat Glory. That's going to be the key for him. It's not something that he was able to do in this scramble, but that's what he'd want to be doing. That's what he would be aiming for. Let me get that out of the way. So we'll play it from here. So again, that battle to get that right arm around Glory's left hip is what Spencer Lee wants to be doing. And it looks like a little bit further back there was an opportunity. Again, it's hard to tell what Glory's doing with his hands to help fight that, but it looks like there are opportunities here where there's the space. And again, if he's controlling up by, let me see, there's another thing to look at here. Even if he's controlling at the tricep, which you'll see later on, there actually is some tricep control for Glory. You can tell right in this particular clip. But Glory does control the tricep, and still at the tricep, you still aren't controlling below the elbow. And then if you're not controlling below the elbow, you can still pummel through. That's really what I wanted to see Lee do here is pummel through. Even if pummel wasn't an option, let's just say that Glory did a good job keeping it tight. And it doesn't look like there's a great job posture control here outside the control head. There's still another opportunity. So right here, this is another opportunity for Spencer Lee. What would be to, it's not necessarily a pass in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you get to someone's half guard, you don't actually get pass points. It's just a different position. But there was an opportunity for him to actually control into half guard. So you can see Glory's leg right here. And then Spencer Lee's hips. What Lee would want to do is be able to get his hips past the knee line and then pressure down. So we'll play through. You can probably get a better angle of it. All right, here's where Glory's actually able to get the sweep over. And you can see that the reason he's able to do so is that Lee's hips are not past the knee line. So the knee line is right around there. Lee's hips are in front of it, not past it. So not being able to pass it, he's not able to control from the top of a half guard position. It's worth noting that a lot of the wrestlers who fight MMA, whether it be like a Randy Couture or Daniel Cormier, their favorite ground and pound position is often the half guard, which is the position that I'm talking about right here, where you get that hip over the knee line and then you control and settle and control that one leg. They both like to control from there. And that would have been a good possibility for Spencer Lee if he's able to get on top of half guard and then use his left arm, cut through with an underhook. He might be able to get a pin from there, just being able to flatten Glory's back out on the mat. Not able to do so here, though. And so Glory's able to take him over. So I'll just go back again. See if I can get a better angle on these details here. So again, the real battle I think that Lee lost here was by not being able to get that right arm through to cover the left hip. Looked like there was an opportunity there. Looked like there was some space. That's really where you want to pummel through if you're in this position. Let me see if I can get a good spot where the half guard pass was open. All right, so right here. So again, getting past the knee line, this right here is Glory's leg. Lee's hip is up here. For Lee, you want to get your hips over and then be able to press down into the mat to then stick that leg to the mat. Not able to do it. Let me get that out of the way. And then Glory's able to take him over. Now, one more thing to note here on why Glory was able to take him over. And again, as I mentioned before, what makes this tough from a chest wrap standpoint is that there isn't a whole ton of momentum. So now the momentum that Glory's going to have to use against Lee is just going to be momentum that Lee generates on the spot. When you look right here, let me see if I can get back a little bit further. If you're Pat Glory and if you're really a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player in general, if you're trying to sweep someone, and this is sort of like a butterfly sweep to an extent, it's not quite a butterfly sweep, you're looking to get underneath someone's hip and lift them over top of you. So if you're on top, to avoid that, you obviously keep someone from getting underneath your hips. Obviously, you can just defend whatever trying to sneak underneath, whether that's a hook or like a butterfly hook, or you can just kind of push your weight back. Lee is not able to push his weight back here, though, and that's the mistake that he makes. So if you look at his weight, he's driving forward this whole time. So his weight drives forward, and as a result, Glory's able to take him up over and then make the points. And that's really where Spencer Lee ended up changing the trajectory of this match from being a blowout to being a close match that Glory was able to keep rather close.